Who are you chasing tonight for some value?
You know what? It's important to get the right pitcher in if you're going to go into a tournament. And I'm going to go for a bit of a contrarian play. A guy I think who's going to come up big. As far as starting pitchers go tonight, I like Red Sox Tanner Houck as a bit of a contrarian, as I said, featuring some high-priced options along the board. He comes a little cheaper at $7,900, despite the fact he has 31 strikeouts in his last 21 innings pitched. I know he's not pitched 6 or 7 innings to start recently, but he's getting stretched out. So the key will be for me to get at least a 5 or 6 innings pitched and get the win. I say yes, particularly as his mound opponent is Griffin Jax, who comes into Fenway Park after surrendering 11 homers in only 44 innings pitched. I see Boston ahead early and Houck cruising to a comfortable win in what might be batting practice for the Red Sox.
Matt, what do you got?
I'm a little scared to make this pick, and honestly, when I saw the slate this morning, it hurt to see that this pitcher was still on it and that he hasn't been sent down to the minors. But I have to play Jesus Luzardo here. I know Eric already kind of teed this one up with Nationals hitters, and I don't totally disagree. Like, the downside for him is significant, but Luzardo has a massive track record of strikeout upside, and he's getting the long enough leash recently. He just hasn't been very good. But his matchup really couldn't be any better. The Nationals have Juan Soto, then they have a couple mediocre hitters, and then some really bad hitters in their lineup. And that's a team that's moving from a really hitter-friendly park in Washington to probably the most pitcher-friendly park in Miami. And Luzardo will get the innings if he's pitching well. Last start against the Braves, he had 3 shutout innings to start the game with 4 Ks, and then he fell apart in the 4th before they took him out with a few walks. But I really think the range of outcomes for Luzardo is anywhere from 4 points to 40 points, and he's only $6,400, and no one's playing him. I mean, if you look at his game log, it's about as ugly as possible. So I actually think he's a value play, but I also just, for tournaments, think that you almost never get a pitcher in this price range with this much upside, with this low of ownership. And yes, I'll take the risk because I think even 4 might be a high estimate for what his floor is. He probably could go negative if the start looks like some of his recent ones. But I think the upside is just so massive, and it affords you a lot as far as fitting expensive bats in too.